Hi, it's Renee Cohen.
And Debbie Friedman with Caldwell Banker.
And today we're bringing you the latest edition of Renee and Debbie Tell It Like It Is, and we're finishing our series on HOAs. So Debbie, we have a buyer under contract on the condo, and we just got the HOA documents, and there's a lot of them. So tell us, what should the buyer really focus on?
So the buyer should start with the rules and regulations, make sure they're willing to follow all of them.
Yep.
After that's checked off, then they're going to look at the financials, and there's going to be a lot of those too.
Sure.
There's going to be budgets, there's going to be operating expenses, there's going to be a reserve study potentially, or just a reserve statement that tells them how much money is in the bank for emergency things that need to be addressed, and they're going to evaluate how strong the HOA is for them and whether they want to live there or not.
Okay, so why would the HOA need an emergency fund?
Well, stuff happens. For example, usually if the roofs go bad, there's insurance for that. But there's not usually insurance for potholes in the asphalt. And that's something that they probably haven't been saving up for, an asphalt fund. But if there are a lot of holes and the parking lots need to be repaved, that would be something. Paint is not part of insurance, but over a series of years, the HOA might need to paint the building. So there's all kinds of things that come up with regular maintenance, much like a house, okay? You don't put a painting fee together, painting fund together necessarily, and so that's why they have them.
So what happens if the HOA doesn't have a lot of money in the bank to cover some of these things?
Well, they have to do one of two things. They have to raise the HOA dues to account for it, and they might even have to take out a loan to be able to do the work if the work is really dire. The other thing they can do is they can do a special assessment, and the special assessment can either be a one lump sum or it can be over time to be able to, for everybody to pitch in and be able to do it. And the HOA, they can do a combination of those things as well.
Okay, so it's really important to look at the financials, especially to see how frequently HOA dues are increased and how frequently special assessments are made. And one of the, especially in buildings that might be older or have elevators or have boilers or things that require a lot of maintenance, it's important to manage those things.
Those are expensive things to fix.
They are.
Looking around and asking questions, typically the bigger the HOA, there's usually a professional management company, and there's information about who to call and who to ask questions of. You can also look at the minutes from past meetings, and you can see what they are planning for the future to be able to see whether there's some special assessments in the offing. Sometimes if you've got a buyer under contract, the seller will take care of those before you close. Otherwise, it's the buyer's responsibility.
Sure. And that leads us to, if you are buying in an HOA community, especially a building, you want to get involved. Be part of the HOA, go to the meetings, and learn what's going on and have a voice, because it affects your living situation specifically. See you next time.